In this video we're going to be doing some eyes. I'm going to show you some different options so you can choose which ones you'd like. Reading the pattern leaflet, it says to use the black yarn and bring your needle out 5 rows up from the magic circle of the nose. The inside edges of each eye are 5 stitches apart. Select your preferred eye, then continue as follows. So we've got several different options. We have got, let's have a look at the pattern. We have sleepy eyes, which is this one. We have open eyes, which is just normal little eyes with eyelashes, if you want to add those as well. Closed eyes, they're a little bit more tricky, but still doable even as a beginner. You might just need a couple of attempts, but it's all fantastic practice. So it tells you which they are, and it tells you how to continue to do them, where to place them to get the same effect as ours. So we're going to start with sleepy eyes. These are probably the easiest one. And we're going to use the black wool that's provided in your kit. If you're doing it from a pattern, then a strand of black wool or embroidery thread is absolutely fine. So we'll get ourselves quite a long piece. You need a longer piece than you'd expect. There's normally plenty, so if you go wrong, there'll be enough to do the eyes at least 2 or 3 times. You can often use the same piece of thread, but if it does get a little bit damaged, then you can throw it away and you'll still have plenty left. So we're going to tie a knot in the end. I'll probably just do a double knot just to make sure it's nice and secure. We don't want any eyes falling off. I'll trim just behind the knot so it's not a big long piece. So I've threaded my wide-eyed needle at the other end, so just like you're doing some sewing. So it mentions to start the eyes 5 rounds up from the magic circle. So the magic circle is here, so this is round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the base at the starting is about there. Now you can use pins to help you position them. You don't have to do this, you can do it freehand if you prefer. So I'm going to just pop a pin in. This is where I'm going to do the base of the eye. It says about 5 stitches apart. So let's have a look. Let's try it here. So if we've got them there like that. No, that looks a little bit out, doesn't it? That's 5 rounds. I'll pop that one in wrong, I think. So we're looking to get the base level. We need the eyes level. So if you're doing your stitches a couple of rounds high, make sure the other one is exactly the same. So let's have a look. So that would be the base of the eye. So there would be like so. Do we like the look of that? Not quite 5 apart. We're about 1, 2, 3 apart. So let's just move them a little bit further. It's our calculations where we've tried lots of different eyes and which are the cutest that we think. So yeah, they look quite even, don't they? Look, it looks like he's got little love hearts for eyes. I quite like that. If they weren't sharp pins, I might leave them like that. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in through a hole. Don't go in through the middle of the thread because your knot will then get stuck on the outside. So I'm going to go in through a gap between stitches, a little bit away from it, not right next to it. And we're going to bring our needle up near where we've pinned it. So you don't have to pin, you can just do it freehand. Once you've got one eye done, the trickier part is getting the second one done. So I've pulled that through so that the knot has gone inside our bunny. If you can still see it visible, if it gets stuck, use the end of some scissors or something just to push it in to make sure it's in. Give it a little tug so it's nice and secure. So the V eyes, sleepy eyes, are, it says 2 stitches wide and high. So 2 stitches high is going to be up from here. It's going to be 1 round, 2 rounds, and about 2 stitches apart. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to come in up there. Can you see that's 1 stitch, 2 stitches, so 2 stitches apart. So we're going to do that like so, and now I'm just going to go back in where I started, and then I'm going to come up again where I want my next eye to start. Now don't just go right under, don't just go near the surface, because you will probably see your black thread a tiny bit through the stitches. So plunge your needle right down and then back up again so that the black thread is right underneath the fabric a little bit further down. So I'm going to come out where I want my new eye to start. There we go, that's one eye. Just check the sail level, look at the rounds and make sure the base of your eye is on the same round. Yes, it is. And we're looking to make sure they look level. Look at your bunny from the front and make sure it looks like the eyes. We don't want one kind of over here and one here. Look at your ears as well, perhaps that's in front of the ear and this one's down in front of the ear. So, because it will look a little bit out if you've got your eyes not quite level with the ears, or level so that they're equal. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to explain, isn't it? So we're going to go up 2 rows. I'm going to go in here, so we're going in a V shape, and then we're going to come up 2 rows separate. So again, we're going a little bit deep and then back up because we don't want the black thread to be visible. So that's 2 stitches apart. Put in like so, and then we're going to take that out to make it a bit easier to get our other one in. And then we're going to go back down into the same hole there. So we're meeting up to make that little V shape. And then I'll bring the needle out away from it just so it's out of the way and we can see what we think to our bunny's eyes. Now I think that's pretty cute actually. That looks fast asleep. So have a look at it, check that you're happy. If you're not, you can always unthread. I'll show you. And so if we're not happy with that second eye, what we could do is, oh goodness, that's not quite right. So I'll use the back so it doesn't split our thread and pull it back out. So you could pull out the next stitch, you could even pull out those as much as you want. And then redo whichever part you're not happy with. Oops, I'll show you thread my needle. I can't seem to thread these today. Yeah, it's not having any of it, is it? Let's try again. There we go. Oh, you know. I think it's because I'm looking at the camera to check you can see what I'm doing rather than the actual thread. So I can't see what I'm doing so well. There we go, we've managed it. So I'm going to go back in there again, like we did before, and come out a little bit away. So I'll show you how to fasten off. We're just going to fasten off like we did for the ears. So once you're happy with them, we're going to fasten off. But if you're not, keep going until you do. Even if you've got to take them out half a dozen times, it doesn't matter. You sometimes find one eye's you're happy with and the other one doesn't quite match it. If you're not happy, redo it, because otherwise you'll forever regret it. Every time you look at that bunny, you'll think, oh, goodness, his eyes aren't quite right, and you'd wish you'd done it correctly. So we're going a few away, and then we're going to pull it again and cut. So you can see you can't see the thread at all. And there's our bunny with his sleepy eyes. Look at that. Let's zoom out so we can see him a little bit better. Oh, look at him. He's going for a little nap. Wonderful. So that's your bunny with the sleepy eyes. And in the next video, we're going to show you a different alternative eye.